My name's Nadira.
My name is Cyron.
So I'll just give some quick questions to Cyron since he's more of an expert in this topic and he's joining our discussion today. So I'll ask him about 5 questions, and then in the next episode of the discussion, we will be taking a medical professional and having their opinion about that issue and topic and solutions and ways they can alleviate that problem in the medical field. So one of my first questions is, why are you interested in this specific issue in the medical field?
Yeah, so recently I've been involved with various issues in the medical field, but this particular issue is really like no other. So when I did a research project about the integumentary system this past summer, I immediately noticed a trend whenever I searched for skin condition reference photos. The overwhelming majority of the images were of white skin, and it made me research more into it. And that's when I found out some recently conducted research showing that this lack of racial diversity in dermatological images can actually be harmful, particularly for people of color. Since many physicians utilize skin condition reference photos both for medical training and as a way to help them identify skin diseases on their patients, people of color are at a disadvantage because they face higher rates of misdiagnosis. We need to realize that skin diseases can actually look different across the skin tone spectrum, and the lack of racial diversity in reference images allows this fact to actually put people at harm. So because of the lack of awareness for this issue in the medical field, I'm here to raise awareness and hopefully help pave the way for a solution.
And how do you think your community is affected by the issue?
So as I said before, this issue places people with darker skin at disadvantages. And this issue hasn't directly affected me, but coming from a POC community, I can definitely feel my peers' struggles. And this makes me emotionally attached to this issue. For example, I have a friend who shared her experience with me. And so it's like, so one day she found some sort of lesion on her skin, and she quickly turned to Google to help her identify what it is. But unfortunately, she wasn't able to find any picture that matched her lesion, and she was sure that it was because they were all depicted on white skin. By the end of the day, she has this lesion on her skin that she has no idea about. And I'm sure there's many people out there facing similar challenges, and frankly, this issue is just another demonstration of today's inequality for people of color. So clearly the community is being impacted, it's being harmed, and medical institutions really needs to do something about it.
And is there any statistical data you want to share about this issue, and did the data that you researched influence your position previously?
Yeah, for sure. So the statistics that I came across, it was from a recent study led by Dr. Lilboff, an assistant professor at UPenn, where they analyzed the skin type diversity in general medicine textbooks. And the resulting statistics were that only 4.5% of images with an identifiable skin tone displayed dark skin. And this data was really saddening to come across, and it definitely influenced my position on this issue because I quickly recognized that this is not okay.
And dermatology, going along with your statistics, it's a field concerned with people's skin. But do you feel like a dermatologist would follow ethics and morals in their line of work if they saw that this issue was really prevalent? Or would they reject service to someone based on their color of their skin because they haven't analyzed or learned about different, tones of skin other than a white skin color?
Yeah, so I think for the most part, today's dermatologists would follow ethics and morals in their line of work and do their very best to treat their patients. I think this issue is not a result of direct racial bias, but rather just a lack of awareness for why we need to be racially inclusive with dermatological images and why that matters for people of color. So that's why raising awareness about this issue would help facilitate change and bring the quality of skincare for dark-skinned individuals up and equal to that for those with paler skin.
Definitely. And what are some solutions that you would recommend or would like to address to combat this issue, and steps we can take moving forward?
So one of the best solutions to combat this issue refers to what I've said many times throughout this discussion, and that is to raise and spread awareness. By doing that, we are able to catch the attention, the empathy, and interest of large medical institutions so that they can do what needs to be done to get this issue over with. These institutions can revise medical curriculum to be racially inclusive and start a program that records skin conditions on both light and dark skin. However, an obstacle that might be on the way when pursuing these is a lack of resources, tools, or the lack of funding. That's why we really need to show that this issue has lots of public interest, and with that, new laws, guidelines, and standards can come in and help bring medical curricula to get back on track and compensate for the fact that this is a diverse America and we need to provide care for anyone who needs it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Cyron, for sharing all your information about the diversity or inclusiveness in dermatological images and how we could raise awareness for that. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem, because this is an issue that really has so much meaning in my heart. So thank you for letting me share about this.